Namaste and welcome to Dharma Dialogues. My name is Aditi Joshi and today I want to take you to the year 2075. The Indian subcontinent, once home to a rising civilizational power, is now unrecognizable. A patchwork of broken, hostile, and chaotic states have replaced what was once called India. The dream of a strong, united Bharat, a nation proud of its ancient wisdom, is dead. How did we reach here? Let us rewind. It didn't happen overnight. The seed of India's disintegration were planted over a century ago. As early as the 1920s, radical Islamists, supported by British colonists, started mobilizing to break India from within. When they planned, Hindu society remained distracted. Education, wealth, and individual progress became the focus. But demography, power dynamics, civilizational memory, all forgotten. Gandhi chose appeasement over clarity, Nehru chose power over protection. Foreign powers feared a rising India and did everything to fuel chaos. Political freebies replaced reforms, merit was replaced by endless reservations. Missionaries spread unchecked, dividing communities in the name of love and service. The system that was meant to uplift the downtrodden became a vote bank trap, breeding entitlement and resentment. As decades passed, the cracks widened. Flash riots by Muslim mobs became routine. Law and order, especially, collapsed in the border regions. State power weakened. Regions began pulling away from the center. Pakistan and China saw an opportunity, so did the Western interests. They all joined in, feeding the chaos, funding the division, and pushing India towards a civil war. The economy tanked, skilled workers fled, investments dried up. A proud civilization was now reduced to street violence, unemployment, and political decay. By 2075, the great Indian nation had splintered into hostile fragments. Here's what the subcontinent looks like today. By far the largest entity, spreading across Pakistan, Delhi, western UP, Haryana, and parts of Rajasthan, population 700 million, 95% Muslims. Its aim, a unified caliphate across South Asia, Mughalistan. Hindus and Christians live in fear. Riots and mob justice are common. A fanatical state where Sharia law is supreme. The Republic of Hindustan, a Hindu majority fragment centered in Madhya Pradesh, eastern Maharashtra, and parts of eastern UP and Rajasthan, is the only thing that remains. It is the last refuge for the surviving Hindus, constantly under attack, whether it is economic, military, or demographical. Corruption persists and infrastructure is decaying. Guerrilla groups funded by Pakistan, China, and the West destabilize it from within. A union of Tamil Nadu, parts of Karnataka, and Andhra Pradesh form the Dravidian Confederation. Hailed as secular but torn apart by caste wars, ethnic rivalries, and militia violence. What was once India's tech powerhouse is now a battleground. Muslim and Christian groups within the Confederation are demanding their own nations, an idea gaining traction, a new Christian Nadu along the east coast. While the Eastern Coalition of Bihar, Bengal, and Orissa, now overrun by illegal Bangladeshi immigrants, shows signs of ethnic cleansing of Hindus and tribals, which is a part of their routine culture. It survives only on foreign aid. Demographic jihad is complete. The Himalayan Republic, which includes small and Hindu majority made up of Uttarakhand and Himachal Pradesh, sees a little bit of stability. The economy hangs by a thread. It is surviving on seasonal tourism, although constant attacks from surrounding states have turned it into a militarized zone. The Khalistan is a tiny landlocked Sikh theocracy, ravaged by internal purges and Taliban-style policing. No water security, no Hindu labor, no skilled workforce. Under pressure from both the Republic of Hindustan and the Islamic Federation, a country in collapse. The Islamic Republic of Kashmir is the place where the Hindu and the Buddhist minorities are completely gone. Jammu and Ladakh are annexed. The economy collapsed. Tourism finished. The state now weaponizes water, releasing floods into neighboring countries to extort ransoms. The coastal union, once a trading industrial hub, is now torn by religious strife. Muslims and Christians are pushing it toward a civil war. Hindu majority is slim and rapidly shrinking. The Islamic State of Malabar is now a Sharia state carved out of North Kerala. Temples are looted, Hindus and Christians are either converted or exiled. The state practices a hardline version of Sunni Islam. The northeastern states of Assam and Tripura are now part of Greater Bangladesh, and Arunachal Pradesh and Sikkim, well, they are annexed by China. The remaining states, whether it is Nagaland, Mizoram, Manipur, Meghalaya, are now Christian theocracies under US protection. American military bases have turned them into their new colonies. We were warned. This did not come out of nowhere. India's breakup was foretold and ignored. Rajiv Malhotra's book, Breaking India, had warned about foreign-funded efforts to fracture Indian identity. Chinese think tanks openly talked about balkanizing India. Western missionaries, Marxist think tanks, and media houses all played their respective roles. And still, people said it was just a Hindu conspiracy theory. Now, those same people are living in exile or do not exist at all. We forgot what happens when Hindus become minorities. We forgot what happened in Balochistan, where the Dussehra was once celebrated, now wiped out. We forgot Karachi, where Mahashivratri was once a grand festival, now completely erased. Wherever Hindus became a minority, Hinduism died. We also ignored history, the collaboration of Christian groups with the Muslim League, the betrayal of Dalits by Pakistan after 1947, the exploitation of caste and language divisions by foreign powers. We ignored the warning signs. We mocked the patriots. We fell, piece by piece, state by state. What you've seen isn't the end of the story. It's only the unraveling, the beginning of a much deeper descent. India didn't fall to foreign invaders. It broke apart from within through apathy, arrogance, betrayal, and blind idealism. The Hindu majority forgot its history. It ignored the warning signs. And by the time the truth sank in, it was too late. But the worst was still to come. In the next episode, we enter the most dangerous chapter yet, a region teetering on the edge of a nuclear war. Loose warheads, rogue nations, jihadist states, and a terrifying global standoff. Episode 7, Balkanized India, a nuclear nightmare. Coming up next. Don't miss it.